Hello YouTube, I am Wheels on Wheels, and today I have a very exciting video because I've just bought myself a new to me, Ford Transit Connect. That's right, I've just bought myself a filthy project van for essentially scrap value, and it comes with a surprise, so stay tuned to find out what that is and how much I paid. This is not any Ford Transit Connect, this is a Ford Transit Connect that cost me basically scrap value. But it is not just any old Ford Transit Connect that costs scrap value, it is also a camper conversion. How exciting. So it has its share of problems. Number one of those problems is there is a failed wheel bearing. It sounds absolutely terrible. It has a blow in the exhaust. It is also, as you can clearly see, absolutely filthy. However, there are really good things about it, which I will show you. Oh, it's also missing a piece of the bumper there. But that does come with the van, so that's all right. That's a free fix. The old girl's obviously been well cared for and well loved. It's had some professional installations done, and generally, it's in pretty good nick. For a van, look at those seats. So obviously it needs a bit of a clean, but isn't it absolutely beautiful? As I said earlier, stick around till the end to find out how much I actually paid for this. You will be absolutely amazed. Oh, it's got MOT till July, by the way. How good's that? But yeah, I've been looking for a van camper conversion for a long time, and this one ticks pretty much every box. Number one box being that it's cheap. That was the main thing, cheap, affordability. Already done. It is pretty much already done, but it needs mechanical work, which is something I can do. And yeah, it's absolutely ideal. So what I'm going to start off with is cleaning all this grime off of it. It is absolutely filthy. So I'm going to start off by cleaning off all that grime. I'm just going to give it a quick pressure wash. I'm not going to go crazy with it. I just want to get the dirt off it, really. So let's go and do that now. It got really dark outside really quick, as you can see. Yeah, that's the UK for you in winter. Anyway, have a look. It is looking so much better, and I haven't even touched it at all yet. I've just sprayed it with the pressure washer, and it is looking so much more presentable. So it's gone from looking kind of like scrap to actually a nice van now. It looks absolutely amazing. Well, it doesn't look amazing, but it looks like a nice blue van. Anyway, yes, it is very dark now, so I'm going to finish washing it, and I'll probably join you in another part of this video when it's daylight. So see you then. Okay, it's a new day, and here we have the van in daylight. Just shut that door. As you can see, that is looking much better, nice and clean. Now, unfortunately, I've found some disappointing things about this van, and that is rust, which is not surprising, being that it's a Ford Transit, really, which I'll show you now. So down here in the corner, I started prodding and made little holes there. The areas around it are actually pretty solid, so that just needs addressing there. And to be honest, as far as I can see, the rest of the sill here is good, but I had thought that they'd replaced the whole sill, and I still think they have here, because you can see where it kind of steps up. So I think this whole sill has actually been replaced. On the other side, however, not so good news. As you can see here, I've got a hammer and a kneeling pad, which is never a good sign. Over here, at the very front, you can see that's not so good at all. So that's going to need something doing about it. That doesn't look too great either, although it's not going through. Bits are flaking off. But here is the really devastating bit. There was no hole here at all, originally, until I started going at it with this. And as you can see, there is now a gaping hole, and I was just tapping it with this really, and as you can see, bits are just falling off. And we have a massive pile of rust there, which is very disappointing, and there's more at the back. So looking at this sill, actually I don't think this has had a whole new sill. I think this has just had patches put in and they've just sort of painted over it. So they've done the other side I think is pretty solid. Just this side I think needs a new sill, which is very annoying because that's not something that I've done before. If you look again here, look at that, just absolutely falling to pieces. Once again, we've got a pile of rust. So that is so disappointing. So I'm going to need to think about what we do about that. I would really like to replace the sill, just get it done, or fix, patch it up, fix it if we can, because I quite like this van. I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with it other than that and the other issues as I mentioned. And it's a nice little van.
3 weeks later.
Right, it's several days later, or actually several weeks later. I'm back looking at the Transit Connect again. So in the last clip you would have just seen I've pressure washed the outside, cleaned it because it was absolutely filthy. So this may be a bit of a disjointed video because I was so keen to get it clean and do something to it that it actually went dark, so I couldn't really finish the video. But here we are, here's the van, and isn't she a beauty? So she has some problems. Front right wheel bearing, blowing the exhaust, also a sill that needs basically replacing, very rusty. But it's a good van, and it only cost us £380. So there you are. So I'm going to give you a quick tour now. So as I've probably already mentioned, it is filthy. Absolutely filthy inside, which is something we're going to fix in a moment. And again, something I think I've already mentioned is it isn't no ordinary Transit Connect. It is a camper conversion that's been done quite nicely actually. So as you can see, we've got some vinyl flooring, got the electrics in here, we've got a leisure battery, it has wood paneling, a skylight which leaks, but anyway, we won't talk about that. They've had a window put in, very nicely done. And over here, I imagine there would have been some sort of kitchen unit here, which they've obviously taken out to put into a different van or to sell or whatever. But we're going to find something to put here in its place. As you can see here, we've got proper electrics, you've got actual trip switches and plug sockets, because right here it has a power hookup. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Coming in from the back here, we have the sort of bed arrangement. It's one of these that pulls out, and then these drawers are used to support the bed. So you pull them out and you just put these bits of wood on top to give it some support. And there you have a reasonably sized bed. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. And also it has solar, which is awesome. Solar is a real must for something like this. That's really cool. And you can see right now, earlier that was 12.8, the voltage has now gone up to 13. So it is charging off the solar, which is absolutely fantastic. So as you can see, it's now raining. So I'm just going to go inside and start cleaning the interior, hoovering, wiping down, the usual stuff. Not particularly interesting to watch, so I'm not going to film it. But yeah, if you're interested in how this camper conversion van project goes, please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And please also like the video. And if you've got any questions, please leave a comment down below. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time.